Foodies, happy change of season. We're coming to the end of the summertime, and now every year I like to inaugurate the change of seasons with pumpkin, molasses, ginger, delicious things that we do this time of year. So today what I'm going to show you is how we assemble and we bake a pumpkin bread. And what I have in here in this big bowl is a can of regular pumpkin that you'd use to do your pumpkin pie with, but we're gonna make bread out of it today. I've got a third a cup of water in here, okay? And I've got about a half cup to 3/4 of a cup of sugar, okay? Because we gotta have some sugar in this. And in this bowl over here, I have our flour, our baking powder, our baking soda, and a little salt. And then what I'm going to do, before I add in a couple of lightly beaten eggs and a half a cup of melted butter. You could use, if you like, half a cup of vegetable oil. I'm using melted butter today, okay? All right, and then what I'm gonna do to this bowl that has the flour in it and the baking powder and the baking soda and a little salt, I am going to add some pumpkin pie spices, or spices of this time of year. Some allspice, about half a teaspoon. Nutmeg, half a teaspoon. Cinnamon. You can add a little more or less depending on how much cinnamon you like.
Smells good.
And I need to get some more out of here. Okay, there we go. There we go. That will get me my half teaspoon. And then I'm gonna go with some cloves too, just to round out our spice flavors, with about 1/4 of a teaspoon of cloves. Now remember, cloves are very, very strong, so you want to remember to be careful with that before you go throwing all that in. Then what I'm going to do is mix this together in our flour, just all of our spices with our baking powder and baking soda and everything. We're just gonna mix this around just like this and get this ready to incorporate into our wet mixture over here, okay? So what I'm gonna do before we start to incorporate this is I'm gonna get this out of the way. I am gonna put about 2 tablespoons of honey right in to our wet mix, okay? Honey is my secret ingredient in this particular. It gives it a little bit of extra sweetness, and people just can't quite tell what it is, and I never tell them because but I'm telling you guys today, okay? All right, so here we go. Lightly beaten, just lightly beat your eggs, and in they go right into our wet mixture, okay? And then I've already put 2/3 of a cup of water in here. Let's get our melted butter right in there, and let's mix this all together. Just mix it up so it gets mixed up really well, just like this. Because what we're going to do next is come right in here with our flour mixture that has all our spices in it, our baking powder, our baking soda, everything is in there, okay? All right, so we got this mixed up good, just like this. Alrighty, and then we're gonna come right in here. I'm gonna start to whisk this in. Just whisk it in. Let's get this in. It's about a cup and 3/4, just shy of 2 cups. If you think your mix is too wet, then you can add a little more flour, but I'm looking like this one's gonna be just right today. Okay, and in goes the last bit. Remember, I'm making a pumpkin bread, a spiced pumpkin bread, because we're getting into that time of year where things are deliciously done with a pumpkin taste of spices and all kinds of good things. And pumpkin bread makes a nice dessert. You can serve it with tea, serve it with coffee, serve it with any kind of dinner that you're making as a beautiful dessert. Put a little powdered sugar on it, and you've got it. All right, now what I'm going to do is then take my spatula here, and I am going to just come around like this and make sure that the mixture here is all together. It doesn't have to be so great together because it's a bread. Alrighty, there we go. And then what we're going to do is just get these things out of the way. Now what I've done over here is I've already sprayed a couple of loaf pans with our spray of oil, and I'm going to go with about half in this one. And then we're going to go get our other pan. I'm just going to knock it down like that. There's one, and get our other pan, and we'll see if we come out pretty good here. Now I'm going to put these in the oven at 350 for about an hour until the toothpick comes out of the center clean. There, Anthony's showing you. And I'm going to add just a little more to this one. I have a little left in here. All of this deliciousness and goodness right here, just like that. Okay, and there we go. I'm going to give it a whack and a whack so it takes any air bubbles out, and into our little oven we're going to go, and we're going to do this for about an hour. There it is, everybody, and then we'll show you how these look when they come out of the oven on our cooling rack. Okay, so this is Peter Carpizzo's. Let's change the seasons. Let's go to pumpkin spice. Let's go get ourselves a pumpkin spice coffee. Boy, that sounds delicious. This is Peter Carpizzo's Making Pumpkin Bread Today. Out.